I'm back. I'm Jill with Copycat Crafts by Jill with a room reveal. Not that I'm revealing much, but there it is. I've been reorganizing and a few people asked to see my craft room. So here we go. This is it. It's not a very large room. So please excuse the camera angles and whatever, but I'm not great with camera work. That's a big sliding glass door to get in and out, which I have completely blocked because I don't need a door to get in or out. Usually once I'm in, I'm in. So there's my roll top desk that I have a love-hate relationship with. That big wooden piece up on top right there actually slides in right there. But I slid it out and put it up there because I needed room for all these little drawers that I got at Aldi's. And I love them because they are clear and I can see what's in them. I don't have to mark them. At first I was going to use all these drawers, and there's a ton of drawers because that was in place and has a lot of drawers. So I cut out those little cards and put them in. I was going to mark everything. But it was still, I go by sight and I like to be able to have it right in front of me. I'm kind of short, and even to reach over into those, I'd have to stand up. So this setup works way better for me. Now, I have had them there for a long time. I've been more organizing in this area. Everything in those drawers are what I grab for all the time. Here are all my paper trimmers and my large scoreboard. Luckily, I can keep my little scoreboard right there. It fits right in. Here's all my dies and stamps that I have been organizing into these cases, which I absolutely love. They are probably the most expensive way to go, but for me, well worth it. Well worth it. I had everything in these kind of plastic pouches, and for my stamps, it was a nightmare. For my dies, it was a nightmare. Then I tried putting my stamps and my dies in binders, big binders. That was a nightmare. And it wasn't until I got a few stamps from Stamping Up that came in these cases, and I'd reach for them. These are not mine, no, these are for sale, but I would reach for those stamps in the cases and thought, now why don't they all use these cases? They're so nice. And by accident, I found that they sell the cases. I can't believe I've been suffering for 5 years and they sell the cases. So I just bought 50 cases. I only have a couple left. I put them in these unsightly containers, but no one comes in here but me, and I really need to balance function and what I think I like to be looking at or I find inspiring, and all the antiques and old things and garbage and things I find that I put in this room. I find inspiring and I love to be around. So I'm willing to give up little other things to have convenience, and this works for me. It's right by my desk. I reach for it all the time, because if it's not by my desk, if I have to get up and get something, I choose not to do that. I will use what I have, which is why back here, That's an old sewing machine. Where is it? There it is. Works perfect. Had to have it. And now it's just it's holding down the carpet in that area. I also got these drawers for $2 at Goodwill, so I couldn't pass that up because, hello, storage. So there's my die cutting machine, which I love all the little pieces of tape. I absolutely love this Evolution one. I have the motor, but I can pull that off and put the hand crank back on, but I have the motor. I love that machine. Here are the binders I used to try and keep my dies in and stuff, where I converted them to paper digitals that I have bought and messed up all over my phone. They're all over everywhere. I have no idea where to find them when I want them. So slowly I've been printing them out on printer paper and just keeping them in groups that I bought them in, keeping them in kits that I bought them in, and separating like postal theme, separating them by theme, so that I can page through them, because I love to be able to look through and back up and re-look through. I'm not a scroller on my phone. I scroll too fast. I'm not paying attention. I definitely like the paper version, so I've been slowly going through all the digitals that I have and printing them out on paper and putting them in here. I think most people probably won't want to waste the ink, but for me it's not a waste, and I have a Canon Mega Tank that I can print literally thousands for literally pennies. So that's not a concern of mine. But up here is where I keep my needle felting items. I needle felt. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up. I needle felt like 3D items, mainly pets, animals. I love animals. Closet of just craft things. Also, where I store my crafts, and of course, you cannot be a good paper crafter if you don't have an excess of tablets and papers and file folders, and just you name it, it's in here. And I do keep my baskets of whatever projects I'm working on, and I have 3 of these. I got these at the Dollar Outlet many years ago. I don't know if they make them this big anymore, but I like them because I can put whole sheets of paper and still have plenty of room, unlike the other baskets that I put my papers in and the ends want to curl. These are huge, and it's kind of funny because you will normally see that's Tracy Fox and Vibe of Vintage. There's usually those 2 names in 2 of the baskets, but that's what it is. Those are some of my favorites. I don't know. This is a piece of garbage that I found, and I like the colors. Go figure. So that TV works. I never use it because it's behind me. So, and my giant sewing machine, which is why I don't sew, at least not on video. I sew a lot. I just don't sew on my journals, because if I'm making them on video, I don't want to keep coming across the room to sew. So that is it. That's my whole craft room. Like I said, it's small, but it's certainly plenty big enough. I'm fortunate. I have a whole room I can just totally fill up with the things I love. And I did. Okay, well, now that I showed you mine, be nice if you showed me yours. So feel free to give a quick tour of your craft room, your craft corner, your craft area. Wherever you craft, you should share it because there's no place too small. I didn't always have a whole room. So keep that in mind. You don't need a big space. As a matter of fact, the bigger the space, the more things you collect and kind of hoard because they're in a drawer, in a cabinet, and you end up not using them. So sometimes smaller, less is more. And I know that all the things in that area is what I grab and use. So really, that's, for me, that really would be the biggest space. I could actually survive in a closet. Don't want to, not going to happen, but but there it is. That's what I always kind of complain about my area being on the smaller side. As far as filling up my desk, I can't have too much room to push things around because when I'm filming, I have to move this white little plastic thing over to the edge so that my phone is closer to the center of my work area. And if I filmed during the day, I'd have pretty nice light, but I don't. I always film at night. But that's it. As a matter of fact, speaking of Vibe of Vintage, that's who's on my desk right now. Sneak peek, preparing for a video, and I have Vibe of Vintage on my desk. Maybe I'll just share my big news now. Excuse me. I was invited by Sage from Vibe of Vintage to be on her designing team. What? Yes, that's right. I've been noticed by someone big. I'm like, I was a little starstruck in a way because it'd be like, Tracy Fox or any of the bigger names, like reaching out, like, oh my gosh, I'm not invisible. If somebody would have told me a couple years ago that I'd be doing what I'm doing and having subscribers and Vibe of Vintage would have reached out to me, I would have not believed you. So I was so over the moon happy and so excited. I just wanted to brag all over the place. So I had to hold it. I had to bite my tongue and glue my lips shut for just a little bit because I wanted to be prepared. And I was going to make that its own video, but then I left the copycat out of the bag. Oh, yes, I did. I went on Instagram and I left the copycat out of the bag. So since I did that, I've gotten so many well wishes and congratulations. Thank you so much for everyone who congratulated me. I really am excited, and I can't wait to move forward with that. So anyway, I guess I'll end it here. And you know the drill. Stay creative and hugs.